Smoke till I'm lifeless. All the ice is dripping when the lights hit. 5 a.m. I work the night shift. I got 2 main girls and a side chick. Pops old van in the driveway. Think about mom, drunk on Broadway. Light it up, what it tastes like. Lemonade when it's made right. These J's ain't out yet. Got my shoe plug, 2 or 3 ounces. Bag full of cash, so much I don't count it. Thought I lost my mind, but I just found it. Crazy. New watch, yeah, I'm clowning. OG's out of town, keep the wire for the breakdown. Paranoid, I'm waiting for the shakedown. Baby so fly with the headlight. Kiss a few times, tell her get her bread right. Wake up, smoke till I pass out. Only pick the phone up if the bitch cash out. Face down with her ass out. Live so fast, what that about? Really, I don't care, I'm a millionaire. You smell the cookie smoke, go out in the air, burner. Really don't smoke like me. I don't really share. Really don't smoke like me. 20 joints in the air. Really don't smoke like me. I don't really share. Really don't smoke like me. 20 joints in the air. Had to let a pound go. I miss what it felt like. In the drought, y'all. OG from the dope game. 5 drunk bitches on cocaine. Whole studio smoked out, find your own lane. I'm so loaded in the slow lane. Yeah, I get busy, but your main plug with me. Ain't slept in a week. Blue bill so crispy. Had to bounce back though. Rap money too damn slow. Kill him with the Zampa. Pull up in the Lambo. 42 a piece if I get him to Atlanta. I didn't want to kill him, so I hit him with the handle. Blood dripping on my camo. 20 grand stuffed in a candle. Metal cans, yeah, I'm up like a vandal. 640. Tell him get the cash right. Really, I don't act right. Sprite same color as a black light. Tell him that the bag light. And burn don't want it. Roll the snowman with snowman on it. Gin no tonic. Cash no wallet. R.I.P. nice. We gon' keep ballin'. Smoking all this weed. Really don't smoke like me. I don't really share. Really don't smoke like me. 20 joints in the air. Really don't smoke like me. I don't really share. Really don't smoke like me. 20 joints in the air. 20 joints in the air. 20 joints in the air.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, yeah.
Turn on your mind now, tune into the feed. We're planting digital flowers from a single tiny seed. Yeah, power to the collective in the data and the soul. The hive mind's getting louder, finding voice and control. Late night in Moscow, where nothing ever happens. Night blends in the moonlight, no escape. White knight yonder lurking, knife in the door.
Paranoid searches for a full vision ride. Under surveillance, nowhere to hide. Influence creeps like blood on the floor. Fine line between peace and war. From campus to crypt, the script lips tragic, mystic and twisted. Magic turn manic. All crew lingers, but the echo remain. Chains of the slain in eternal pain.
Here we go.
Welcome to the freak show, the best in town.
What is going on, Hive? I am so excited for this evening. Finally, Outkast is backstage. It's a long time coming. We did not plan for this to be on the anniversary of the Idaho 4. However, when it comes to the things that we're going to discuss on stream, which are the top 10, what the moments since this all occurred, given all of the documents being released, the surveillance footage, the audio, some of the interviews, the court hearings, it's going to be hard to limit it to just 10. But Outkast is backstage. He's ready to go. I'm excited. He's excited. I hope you all are as well. Just to give a disclaimer real quick, if this is your first time tuning into the Hive Mind, I'm your host, Birdie. I go live every weeknight at 7 p.m. Central. This is a contrarian thinking live stream. So if you are easily rattled, if you're offended on behalf of others, just go ahead and scroll. It's okay. You get mad easily. You don't like to think critically, and you hate people who have their own opinion and they stand up for that opinion. You're not going to like us at all. However, if you are known as the tinfoil hat conspiracy theorist in your friend group, maybe you have to bite your tongue at Thanksgiving dinner, you have found your people and you are amongst friends. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to say what's up to everybody real quick, and then I'm going to get Outkast up here quickly as we have a ton to talk about. What's going on? Wicca, the girl from Texas, April, Live Scan 2002, Deborah, Brandon, Sherry, formerly known as Beck, Skullmachi, LA Mike, good to see you, Mary Holt, That Cat Came Back, Christina, Jules, Lori Lovebug, Carolina, Bianca, Ricky, Sleuther Dare, No Talkie Before Coffee, shout out to Discord Dawn, Megastar, Shoe Girl, how are you doing? Gang Crowns in the house. Love and Other Habits, Haley, Fiji, Crow and Rainbow, Not Lamey Jamie, UK Karen, Christina, RJ Anderson, good to see you. Pappy Man, it's been a minute. Here Comes Karma, Bianca, Mitty Witty, UFO Dog, good to see you. Inside Your Bones, Leslie Billy, Sorted Out, Sleuthing, Cookies Corner 420, Luna, shout out to my other mod, Bianca, Roseanne, Amanda B from West Virginia, AKA Truth Be Told's tuning in. Sharon B, what up? Lori Lovebug, Trisha Shoebridge, 8228, Swiggle, 81, Carolina Bravo, Psycho Stench, Lisa Forward, Lisa Backward, 23, Gabby Girl, Original Mrs. Martin, Rate 'em, True Seeker, good to see you, Pinto Sack, Avi, I'm so sorry. I know you told me how to say your name and I forgot it. How's it? Justin B, Aunt Clara, 0911, Ashley, Elizabeth, Dago's in the house. Good to see you. Where's everybody tuning in from? Pappy, I agree with that. Let's give a second here. Give a shout out to the mods. They are the best in any live chat that I've ever seen. Shout out to Dawn, Luna, UFO Dog, formerly known as Beck. I have like my main three being Luna, UFO Dog, Discord Dawn. Those are my main three. And then I believe I have formerly known as Beck, Robin, Mrs. Birdie, obviously. I have a handful of them. But they're the best. They are the best. Ariana, good to see you. James, Mary, Core, Brittany, SRB's in Ohio, E-Baby, what's going on? Leslie, Molly's in Kentucky, Karen's in Spokane. What's up, Spacey? The custody queens are in the house. Gabby's in Minnesota. Ashley's in Long Island. Montreal, Texas. What up, ATL Drew? Good to see you, man. Minnesota, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Ohio. UFO Dogs in my basement. Claire's in the UK. Batshit Crazy's in Louisiana. Another Texas. Pennsylvania. What's up, Essie? Good to see you. Austin, Texas. Stay classy, San Diego. I hesitated too long on that. But Crow and Rainbows in San Diego, California. Megastars in the Matrix. Carrie's in Ohio. Terry's in Minnesota. Ricky's in my air conditioner. Oklahoma, Michigan, Syracuse, the RV in Kansas, Kentucky, Canada, Bama, Maryland, Philly, Maine, Long Island, Ohio. Man, Ohio, Texas, Namibia. I'm not going to lie. I don't know where that is. I'm Googling that right now. Namibia. South Africa. Wow. Cheers to you. Chicago, North Mississippi, Scotland. Kentucky's up there as well with Texas. Brittany, Cheesehead. Shout out to my fellow Cheesehead. Love that. What's up, Blue Eyed Candy? We got 1984 tuning in from Nevada, Oregon, Utah, another South Africa, South Carolina, Santa Barbara, Pennsylvania, Toronto, Chicago. Aunt Clara says, Wisconsin born, transplanted myself to California. Massachusetts. Elgin. Love that. Burma, Bama. The Dirty South, Northern Ireland. I can't even unclick the chat. That's how fast it's moving. Moscow. Well, all right, Hive. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to bring up Outkast. Give me 1 second here. Let me just make sure I got the layout right. Outkast, what's going on, brother?
Yo,
man?
what up, Birdie? How you doing?
I'm doing good. This is a long time coming, huh?
Yeah, man, we've been trying to put this together forever, man. It's just the timing. It's kind of messed for me.
Well,
But
I appreciate you making it work.
Yeah, for sure. And shout out to the chat, everyone here. I'm not going to go through everyone's name, but much love to everyone that's here supporting us. Appreciate that.
Now, dude, I noticed in your chat, everybody is a mod. Is that on
Yeah,
purpose?
yeah, it's on purpose.
It's kind of like,
It's
F
a funny
around, find
thing.
out.
Yeah, I mean, like, you got managing mods, you got standard mods. Standard mod really can't do nothing, but it's good for being able to share links in the chat and also to follow people. The standard, that wrench does help the user a lot. To, like, you could click a name and you could follow them. You can't do that without a wrench, and then you could share videos. So that's how I look at it too. It helps anyone but everyone share information in the chat.
That's awesome, man. Well, I'm honored to have you here. Real quick, I'm just going to plug my channel, and then I'm going to give you a chance to let people know, if they don't know, where to find you already. But if you guys have not taken a second to hit that like button, please do. Hit the subscribe button. Like I said, I go live every weeknight at 7 p.m. Central. All my streams are free. If I ever do get a paywall, it'll never be for the 7 p.m. Hive. That is the true freedom of speech. You can say whatever you want in the chat. There's not going to be any cost to it. And my goal is to have you all look forward to this every night, where it's like you can finally come to a place online and you can say whatever you want. People can disagree, they can agree, but you can go back and forth and not worry about getting kicked out just because, God forbid, you say something different than what the creator who's hosting the live things. And it's been working out really well for us. So if you guys have not hit that like button, please go ahead and do that now, as well as I did get a new email, birdieshivemind@gmail.com. It used to be birdiebombshell00. That email is no longer in effect. birdieshivemind@gmail.com. If you choose to not join our Discord, shout out to Luna, Discord Dawn, and the UFO Dog. They came up with that on their own, and it's awesome. I'm very excited about that. I know Discord's not everybody's thing, but I know that a lot of people have a lot of great stuff to send in. So this will be the backup option if you don't join our Discord. Now, Outkast, where can people find you?
Well, you can find me on YouTube where we're at. If you search Outkast 420, I should pop up, mainly I'm on YouTube. That's my channel, Outkast 420 @Outkast 420. That will get you to me if you don't find me. I'm sure I won't pop up if you type in Outkast because there's a famous rap group, but yeah, I don't know. Just @Outkast 420. You could find me, give me a follow, come join the chat, come, have a conversation with us,
And now you have a lot of roundtables. You let pretty much anybody up into your chat. As I just said, you keep everybody like a moderator.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been covering this case?
I'd say probably almost 8 months now.
8 months now.
Mm-hmm.
And the approach that you're taking really is very similar to the Hive. I remember you and I kind of got into contact because you had been doing some audio stuff.
Right.
I was just effing around on CapCut. And you were kind of saying like, you can't just reduce the noise in the background because you might erase some of the other stuff. And ultimately you and I were kind of communicating through videos or lives that we were posting. But would you agree that kind of the audio was kind of your main thing when you started? Or what was it about the Idaho 4 case that got you into it?
Well, before I was on YouTube, I just watched some documentaries and, we watched the bullshit. I watched a crime documentary. It was Idaho 4, so I got into that. And then once I watched the documentary, I was already sold that something was wrong. I didn't believe the narrative story. I just didn't believe it. So that got me to YouTube, and then you find all these content creators on YouTube. So I was in the background watching people, for a couple months. But then the 911 phone call came around, and I heard the 911 phone call, and I ended up listening to it. And I'm like, it sounds really strange, like they're hiding something. So I ended up, I started a YouTube channel. That's probably my first video was the 911 phone call. I ended up stripping the static out of it to find more people in the call. So that's kind of what started my path down here. You know what I mean? Like I watched the documentaries and then I heard the 911 phone call, started a YouTube channel over it, made some videos, and then now here we are, So I'm definitely not a professional, but I do have some skills set in, audio forensics, and I could just see it, That's where I'm at right now with the audio it's tampered with.
Yeah, I think that's safe to say it's tampered with. And why do you think, and I'm not trying to sit here and interview you as I was kind of saying backstage, but it's like, dude, why do you think they did tamper it? Like if this is such a straightforward case.
To protect people.
More than one, not Brian Koberger, obviously.
No, not Brian at all. But I mean, if we go down the rabbit hole, it's almost like anything that touched the college in a sense of related to it, it was kind of hidden from you. So that was my belief that if it connected to the college some way, shape, or form, it's redacted or blurred or blocked out. And that's just how I feel. It's protection. That's why we're going through redacted. We're seeing all this stuff.
I agree with that. My own personal roadblock, dude, is like, why national security? Like my core belief right now is that if this was a local hit, if this was a local cover up, people will say, well, they never expected it to get that big. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. While yes, I understand that local stuff can get out of hand and it can get national media attention, it's a little bit odd that the FBI, the DOJ, the marshals, everybody is there immediately. So it almost seems like something happened that like the big powers that be were already aware of.
Yeah,
And that's what made it have national security implications.
it's very possible. When we look at all the stuff, it doesn't just add up. Everything. You could go down that rabbit hole of why are the feds there? Why is the U.S. Marshals there? Why is the national security? I mean, everything's a rabbit hole and doesn't make sense. So I agree with you, man. I don't know.
What was your thought when Brian first got arrested?
So I wasn't here for that, but so I can't say I was here 2.5 years, 3 years later now on this date of when Brian got arrested. So I'm not too sure. It was more of, like I said, I watched the story was already being told, the narrative.
Right.
So I got in when the main narrative was already created and being pushed. So when I look at the main narrative, I'm like, I don't think Brian did this. It just don't add up to me. So I can't really comment on what, like when he was arrested, but now we can comment like, I came in, 8 months ago and it just doesn't add up,
I agree with that. I have this office meme where it's like so applicable to the Idaho 4, where it's like they always call it a conspiracy. They never call it a lie. You listen to some of the original press conferences. We actually did that last night, kind of impromptu. And already people in the local police department are saying, don't listen to the internet rumors. We are your trusted source of truth. And if
that's
you
damage
can't
control, that.
What do you say to the people that can't hear that no matter what topic, and they can't get that through their head? Like how are people not waking up to the fact that when anybody tells you stop doing your own research, listen to us and us only. It's such
it's damage control in my opinion. They're trying to be like, hey, look, don't listen to these crazy people on the internet because they don't know what they're talking about. Trust us. You know what I mean? But we've lost trust in you a long time ago, buddy. So that's why we are here in general. I wish we could trust the media. I wish we could turn on the news and be like, yeah, that's it. The news said it. I mean, that's it. But that's not reality we live in. We know they lie. And that when I see and I'll tell you what, when I see the Brian Koberger case, the media convinces me more that he's innocent than guilty with the way they're pushing the narrative. You know what I mean? They're really on the media pushing this narrative. And I'm like, nah, man, they're trying too hard,
Yeah, they are trying way too hard to the point where it's like, you almost have to wonder, are they pushing this hard to make people wake up to it? Because if it's to solidify their point, they would almost be better off just forgetting about it. The guy got convicted, or, as everyone says, he confessed. Listen to the audio, right? He confessed. He admitted it. Why would you follow him around? Why are you worried about these minimal fines? Like,
yeah. The media, like, this is why I have some theories on why I don't believe in a cover up, because I believe the people in power would control the media and you wouldn't hear anything about it on the media if it was like, I don't know, fake in a way, I guess. I feel like when I'm looking at this, it's more of a cover up to what actually happened to the crime more than it never happened at all. You know what I mean? When you see the news media get involved and they heavily push this narrative, something's going on here and you need to wake the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, wake up, people. This is what happens.
It is interesting because there are people who are awake to other cases. One of the prime examples I think we can use is the Karen Reed case. How are you able to go to bat for Karen Reed and not Brian Koberger? This has nothing to do with the outcome of Karen Reed. But seriously, think about how deep of a dive you had to do and how deep of the investigation it had to go, or like how much you had to pay attention to it. This is way easier, in my opinion, to see, oh my God, there's more than enough reasonable doubt.
Right. Yeah. I think we all see it. The reasonable doubt. I think we all see it. Maybe not all of it, but we all have certain points where like, no, this gives me doubt, or this gives me doubt. You know what I mean?
Right. Like Turtle Shell, Turtle Boy. I don't even want to say his name right. Brian Koberger's guilty in his books, but Karen Reed was so innocent.
Yeah, but that Karen Reed was dealt with corruption, right?
It just makes no sense. It's like, Turtle Boy, are you legit?
Yeah, I don't trust them people, man.
I don't trust him either anymore.
Yeah, I don't. It is what it is, though. But I respect anyone's opinion. If you think Brian's guilty, that's fine. But if Brian's guilty, you shouldn't be here anymore. He pled guilty. He's in jails now, serving 180 years. It should be over for you. You shouldn't be here anymore asking questions. You know what I mean? In my opinion.
Right. It's like, why do you care if I'm out here or if Outkast is out here?
Yeah, no, you
other
shouldn't.
people on a platform. They shouldn't. Why is Ashley Banfield out here saying stuff? Why is Brian Enton? Why, all these other big names? Why are they following Brian Koberger for prison complaints? They're scared.
It's amazing. It's amazing. But even Nancy Grace said not even a month ago that he was going to appeal the plea. And why did she come out and say that? That's very interesting to me.
It is interesting. And, one of the things that seems to be so obviously in tonight's theme, we're doing the top 10 WTF moments. We're probably going to go through a lot more than 10 in chat or Hive. If you guys have any of them, please put them in the chat. I'll put them up on the screen. The first one that seems to be, in my opinion, way too big of a debate that gets a pass. And that is, how do you come face to face with the killer?
Mm-hmm.
And then you wait 8 hours. And you say you're asleep. We know that you are not asleep. Nobody's asleep. How are people still buying this narrative?
See, I think this one right here, the picture you got up waiting 8 hours to call 911. I think this is one of the biggest red flags that if you do have common sense, you have to question the case right here. Like 8 hours?
Dude,
that's where
it's
I
insane.
Yeah, it's insanity. So what happened?
Somebody said you could watch the Titanic 2.5 times. like
I've watched the Vampire Diaries whole season.
Yeah, the whole season. Yeah. I mean, but like in a way, I'll refer back to like 2 streams ago. Somebody was talking about, the car accident with the 2 broken feet that Farley had allegedly reported on. Might be Nicholas Mowich, right? And somebody said that would never happen. The insurance agency needs accurate dates. And I said in a very nice tone, I go, I'm not trying to like flame you right now.
Right.
But that's also a huge issue that you are so into the matrix in whatever corporate job you're working that you think nobody could ever fudge that up.
Oh, everything could be fudged. I don't think people understand corruption. That's everywhere.
Or just, and so in your opinion, like corruption, conspiracy, whatever you want to call it, dude, people think that it's got to be a lot of people. I don't think it has to be. I think it has to be 1, 2, 3, 4 people that just keep their mouth shut. They're in powerful positions.
Yeah, it's power, like there's people that trump people in positions. So let's just say let's say the attorney general's involved. He's going to trump everyone under him. You know what I mean?
And then it becomes like a need to know basis.
Mm-hmm. There could be 5, 6 people running this whole show, covering everything up.
I don't know about you, dude, but I got a bunch of slides prepared before we get into like the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Was there one that you initially saw outside of that 8-hour delay that you were like, what the fuck just happened?
Well, I think in the documents, the guy that shows up with the ATF jacket, I don't know if this is in your top 10, but the guy
but it should be.
Yeah, the guy shows up to the crime scene, goes in, says they were all double tapped. That dude should have been charged with federal crimes or any crime if it's in the document, so it must be true, right? How does that guy not get charged with anything for entering that crime scene? And then he does say they were all double tapped, which is very interesting too, because a lot of people do believe a gun was involved. So that would be one of my what the fuck moments of that guy going into the house the day of. I believe it was the day of the murders, into the night, and no charges were brought up against him. So that's my what the fuck moment. Oh, you froze again, Birdman. You froze. Yeah. What's up, chat? What's up, Dago? What's up, everyone in the chat? Wait for Birdie to get back here.
My bad.
You're
I
good.
missed everything you just said.
Okay, so basically, I'll kick it back. I was basically saying my what the fuck moment was the random stranger wearing an ATF jacket going into the crime scene. And he said they were all double tapped. And I think he said something like they looked like a deer was slaughtered in there or something. But there was no charges brought against this guy, which I find very odd. He should have probably did a minimum of 5 to 10 years just for doing that.
I know the report you're talking about. Like his uncle was like in the ATF or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah,
and then
he lived like 350 feet away and something like that, 400. He lived right by him and he just snuck in. And that's like a what the fuck moment to me in the docs. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And you know what I mean? So I think that
how
man,
is
we
nobody
should
asked
know
about
him
that?
because everything's a secret. I don't know. But he
Well-
comes up and says they were all shot twice. He says they were all double tapped, which is very interesting when people do believe there was a gun involved. So, yeah, that's a what the fuck moment for me.
I'll segue off that, and I got a video prepared, and that's Chrissy, Olivia, and Steve sitting on their couch saying that their niece called them and said somebody came by and shot the party up.
Right. Absolutely. It's almost like the first reports is the most truth you'll ever get out of this case.
I agree. And I don't believe that. So these are in no particular order. We can bounce around, but like we were talking about just the mainstream media in general. This is embarrassing for Ashley Banfield and Brian Enton that they will always have this on their resume, that they've talked about Brian Koberger's selfie as a trophy picture, and then they go and release 19 other thumbs up selfie pictures. Like, Ashley, you are an idiot. Brian, you're a beta ass simp, and shame on both of you guys for being in the positions that you are at News Nation to report when all you do is read a teleprompter for a paycheck. Honestly, you guys should both be ashamed of yourselves.
See, now when I see this and look at this, I get a little deeper and I think they really don't have shit on this guy. If this is what we're doing, you know what I mean? Like, this guy's phone should have been filled with pictures of K-bars, just some crazy shit, right? And then this is what we got. He's given a thumbs up. There's no marks on his hands. There's no marks on his face. Doesn't look like he just murdered 4 people. But they have so lack of information on this, it makes him look bad, in my opinion. When I see this, I'm like, you guys don't have nothing on this guy. This is what we're pushing. So that is my opinion on that.
Look, I'm not trying to go and rant and rave, okay? But I will say this. You can take any picture of anybody and you can make it guilty. No matter what their pose is. You know, you can have them. Brian Koberger could be smiling with his parents and his sister, and they could demonize that. They've demonized his education. They've demonized autism, arguably. They've demonized him being clean and organized and tactful. You know what, Ashley? Not even Ashley. Forget Ashley. Brian Enton, let's see your hard drives, you weirdo. I bet you got a bunch of shit on yours. That's what I have to say.
Absolutely. That's why I look at Brian. I'm like, this is all you guys really have on the guy. He's giving a thumbs up. Like, come on. Trophy. His trophy would have been a bloody knife or a bloody knife, an earlobe. Something. It's a thumbs up picture. He's going to church. Like, where's he going? To Costco before this picture? We end up seeing him. And this is doctored because he looks nothing like the picture. This picture is definitely doctored. His face.
Yeah, it's crazy. It really is crazy. I mean, dude, they're showing his muffin tops.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
Look at this one.
It's just insane, dude. I'm sorry that we're going over this again, but this is important. This is stupid, but this is on News Nation.
I look at this picture and it still doesn't mean that he killed 4 people because he's taking a picture of his butt. You know what I mean? So it's like, what are we doing here? They have no information on this. It's fucked up, man.
It's so fucked up. And
They're
it's-
probably mad at Birdie. And trust me, these media people are probably pissed off. This is what they got to do because they want the bloody pictures. They want the blood and guts. They don't give a fuck, the media. You know what I mean? So when they got to run with this, they're probably like, what the fuck is this? You
well,
know?
they seem to consistently do it, and they do it with vigor, and they're clearly convincing.
Yeah, well, that's their job to fucking lie to you. So they're pretty good at it, you know?
Could you ever do it? I don't think I could.
No, I got too much of a no, I couldn't do it. No, I'm not into that.
I feel like I would say something like, no, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read your teleprompter.
Mhm.
I'm then going to pause. You're going to insert like the DJ, like the scratch on the disc, like the,
Mhm.
and then I'm going to tell you my real thoughts. And I'm going
Right.
to say, I just read a teleprompter from this executive who doesn't give a shit about the truth. They've lied to you about X, Y, and Z. I'm
Mhm.
now about to be fired and I'm going to lose my job. However, I'm going to start a channel over on this platform because I'm done with this.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's how I would have to do it. I
Yeah,
couldn't
well,
I couldn't do it.
I hear what you're saying, but you got a good heart. Then these people are soulless, man. They got no soul. Like, like even Nancy Grace. Like, I think I've heard before some woman committed suicide that was on her show. She's beating the girl up, says she did it or had something to do with it. She ended up committing suicide. Had nothing to do with it. And point being, these people ruin lives and they don't care. You know.
Yeah, it's just I would have Ashley Banfield again. This is such a stretch. And if anything, they're probably like, oh, the hive mind, it's not worth my time. Or they'll dig up some shit where I'm like, maybe Brian Kober is an FBI agent and they'll flame that. Okay. That's fine. Go ahead. Do that. But at least do a live. Maybe come and answer some questions. Ashley, Brian, Nancy Grace, any of them on anybody's live. That's not just your friend. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they would. And Bunny Murphy.
Brian, slightly maybe. None of these people. No, I don't think so.
I agree.
But you know, like these guys definitely hate. Like they gotta believe something's up, right?
You would think. And real quick, Bunny Murphy, thank you so much for the super chat. By the way, anything over $4.99 pops up right here. I'll address it right away. It has to be a super chat or a tip for whatever reason. The tips, or I'm sorry, the super stickers don't pop up. But Bunny Murphy says, 2 of the best men I know. Much love, Hive. Well, much love to you, Bunny Murphy. Thank you so much. And Nobody's NBA says, I feel like so many of the selfies are AI. Yeah.
Yeah, they are doctored for sure, in my opinion.
Now, I'm going to put this full screen. It's about a 4-minute video, okay? And I saw this today. This is Crime or Court, and I need to get Crime or Court on the stream because the tactic that Crime or Court is using in this TikTok is genius. It's kind of what, in a way, like what I was saying. We need to clickbait people with titles to get them into like the buzzsaw of truth, where it's like they're only going to click on guilty as sin Brian Koberger titles, right? Listen to what she says. And if you haven't heard this, let me just go ahead. I'm going to make sure the volume's up. 1 second. And while I do that, Pappy, man, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate you. Let me go ahead, turn this on up. All right, here we go.
If you're one of those people that can't stand the creators that are out there making content surrounding the investigation about these 4 victims right here, you're going to want to stick around for this video. So if you don't like Booking with B and what she's doing, if you don't like Justice with Justine and what she's doing, if you don't like Amber Vance and the things that she's questioning, stick around. Now, this video might get a little long because the examples that I could show you guys are literally never ending. I'm going to start with these 6 because these are the biggest known wrongful convictions. Let's talk about the Central Park 5. 5 Black and Latino men. I'm sure you've all seen the documentary. They were all wrongfully convicted for the assault of a white woman in a park. They were all children at the time. Back in 1989, they got these convictions for false confessions. So for everybody out there saying, he confessed, thankfully, all of those men that were wrongfully convicted were exonerated and released in 2002. Reuben Hurricane Carter. Reuben was convicted in 1967 for a triple homicide. He spent 20 years in prison after being released in 1985. Suppressed evidence. All of you guys saying you think you're smarter than the FBI? No, but police are known to suppress evidence to get a conviction when they want it. There was evidence withheld of the actual perpetrator. And if you want to reference this back to the Idaho 4, and they had an initial suspect before BK that got dropped. I'm not even here to say that BK is innocent, you guys. I'm here to say let these people investigate because police do shape.
That's one thing that I will critique. I would say this like this is not like shitting all over crime report. That to me is fear that kind of came through right there. I'm not even saying BK is innocent. Okay. I get why you might say that.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, read the documents. His name's not even in them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he just popped out of the sky and boom, he was it. That's it.
And I relate to this because I've done what she's doing to an extent. Do you know what I mean? Do you ever feel that? I'm sure people in the chat feel that. I hate the word creator, but even if you're not posting stuff, family, friends, you know what I mean? Like you kind of soften it up. You're better off to just say F it.
Right, well,
look at what happened in these cases. Go read the documents. Tell me what you think.
I mean, if you think it's wrong, you have to think they're wrong on the majority of it. You can't, you know what I mean? I don't know. You think BK's, if you think it's, you feel like there's a cover up or, you know what I mean? You see corruption, then BK's most likely not your guy, you know? So if you're sitting here calling out corruption, then
you got to go all in.
Right. He should, I think we're all here because he's innocent anyways, you know? So, I mean,
yeah.
To each his own, whatever creator does that they do it. I'm
Right.
not going to tell you, but no, I agree with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, but he can be. It's like, he doesn't look guilty. That's why we're having this conversation is because, you know, we feel he's wrongly convicted.
And I agree. This is not like, don't get me wrong. She's making an unbelievable point. It's just, I was more so pointing out the thing that in my head I've done in the past, you know?
Right.
Shit, okay? Now let's move on to Stephen Avery here, you guys. Back in 1985 and again in 2005, this man was wrongly accused. He was accused of assault in 1985, and guess what? DNA exonerated him in 2003. A flawed eyewitness testimony. So for all of you guys wondering why we question Dylan so much, she's our only eyewitness, and her testimony is so flawed. None of it makes sense. It's 18 years Stephen Avery spent wrongfully in prison. About Anthony Ray Hill, 2 murders during a robbery in 1985. False ballistics evidence. You guys get so upset for me questioning the case of Abby and Libby, where Ron Logan was a potential suspect and Richard Allen got convicted. Some ballistics that cannot be 100% factually proven. Let's move on to Richard Phillips here. Wrongful eyewitness testimony. Withheld evidence. Once again, look through the files yourself for the Idaho 4 and see all the evidence. Jack's backpack, for instance, with the Keystone Light beers in it, being at the scene of the crime. But he was never there that night, and nobody's going to question that. And you guys want to come for the creators on here that do question that. I'm so sick of you guys coming for these creators. He spent 45 years in prison. Withheld evidence. Move on to Kirk Bloodsworth. 1984, this man was accused of, and actually not just accused, but
I mean, she definitely bounced back. You know what I mean? In general, like
I know what you're saying,
that.
though. I know exactly what you're saying. I know what you're saying. People try to cover their tail.
Yeah, and it's not even like I don't even know if it's conscious. Do you know what I mean? Like I get it. When you're recording something, you know, being able to talk to a camera in front of you is really the same as public speaking. without looking at 1,000 people. You're talking to your computer screen, and like I'm just talking to you. You're the only person I can see, but there's 1,000 people in here.
It might be harder to talk to the screen more than to 1,000 people. Like, you know what I mean? Because at least you got a feeling of the crowd, the people there. You're looking.
You can see their faces and shit.
This, you got headphones on. I know, I get it.
Right.
Yeah, I think this one could be a little bit harder. And
shout out to LA Mike. Tiny amount of touch DNA on the snap button, but none anywhere else. Say what? And True Crime Cafe with Dago. Hashtag 2 of YouTube's best right here. Well, thank you so much. Shout out to one of the OGs. I appreciate that. Dago is coming up on the 19th, by the way. He will be in the Hive. I got Sue Taro then coming in on the 20th. And speaking of the video that I just played as well, Amber Vance, we are working out a date for her to come into the Hive. So stay tuned. We got a lot of great guests, great creators. Again, as much as I hate that word, I don't know what else to call them. You know what I mean?
No, just you're creating stuff. You're creating stuff. That's what you are. You know, if we're up here making videos, you're a creator. I guess I know what you're saying about the word.
Yeah, it just feels weird to say. Yeah,
you know, I get it.
You know, it's like if I wanted to be a content creator, I would do anything but what I'm doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, you're doing this for clicks, Outkast.
Mm-hmm.
Really? I feel like you could probably you could do a lot other. You could do a lot.
Oh
of
yeah,
things.
I could be doing crypto charts right now. I'll get mad views. So I get tons of views. You know, I could be doing anything, but I got to do something that interests me, because you know what I mean. I'm just not trying to clip farm. Like, you know, I'm not gonna like do clips of sports. I don't even follow that sport, but you know what I mean. Like, nah, man, I got to do something I love, that I'm interested in, to even start to create content. You know what I mean? Because creating content is not easy. You know, 4 or 5 hours people spend on videos. So you do got to respect content creators also, because there's a lot of time in this, you know.
Way more than you'd think.
Absolutely.
When you really are doing it on a daily basis. And Kim, not your cup of tea, says Birdie and Outkast. I have been on this case for 3 years. Well, Kim, not your cup of tea. What do you like? How different is your opinion today from day one? I'm curious. I'll put it up on the screen, and I'm going to let this play then.
Sentenced to death for wrongful eyewitness testimony, exonerated with DNA evidence. What about the DNA evidence that they found in that house? 4 other sets of DNA that the judge threw out. Here's another one. Carrie Max, 1977, a prosecutor's misconduct. A fabricated testimony from the prosecutor. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Sandra Hemme, for example, convicted of murder in 1980, exonerated just last year, 2024, suppressed evidence in her case. All this stuff that's coming out in the files that are being released that doesn't make sense to anything that the police or the prosecution was building their story about. So many inconsistent stories. So many alibis that weren't real alibis. This investigation was done wrong, and this investigation has so many holes, and I do not believe that these 4 victims got the real justice that they freaking deserve. And I do fully believe that there is somebody else that is involved, if not more people out there that are walking around. Don't ask me what I think happened. I don't know what happened. All I know is that the facts are not facting. So leave these creators alone. If you don't like their shit, move on. Quit sending them hate messages. Quit freaking flooding their comments with hateful stuff. Yes, they block you when you do that. Of course they do. Look at you. The last one I talk on, because it's literally current. This is Kyron Lacey, okay? He was 72 yards behind a fatal crash of an old man. Police tried to pin it on him. Now, after he committed over this wrongful accusation, they released the video footage of him being 72 yards away from the crash where the death actually occurred. I cannot make this up. The police are corrupt. Don't trust the feds. You have to do your own homework, and you have to use your brain. Quit believing everything that the police just spin out to you.
Okay, that I'm not gonna lie.
That's good at the end.
The last part got me hyped there.
What, you know what I'm gonna say though to people, if you are a new content creator, that people are going to attack you no matter what you're doing, and they're trying to get a response out of you. That's like their whole. That's what gets them off. If you're a new creator, block these people from your chat and don't show them a breath or a second of your day, man. That's all I gotta say with that, because it comes at us all. I'm sure Birdie gets attacked daily. I get attacked daily. But I'm not going to sit there and argue with this person for an hour. This is what they want. They want you pissed off. They want you in a negative mood. Just fucking block them and move on.
I agree with that. I've fallen victim to it every time. Whenever you fall victim to it, I don't regret what I say, but I would equate it to, like, you know, the Sunday scaries when you got absolutely like fucked up on like Friday, Saturday. You wake up Sunday and you're like, oh my God, I got to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's how I kind of equate that feeling of, like, you know, somebody's going to say something, but it's different because, like, at least with this, you're aware, you're conscious, you believe in what you're saying. There's no reason for that feeling, but it's a learned trait. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Not Lamey Jamie, thank you so much for the super chat. She said, do you know how easy it is to leave a single hair? And they don't even have that skin cell, but touch DNA. Killer. Get the fuck out.
I think that's why we're all here. We all agree on that. We can't believe, like, I don't even know if touch DNA lasts that long on what it is. Like, this case is just, it's fucked up.
Dude, to be honest, this is way harder than it should be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is way harder than it should be to convince the masses. It's solely because we don't have the footprint, we don't have the platform, and there's too many people that are bought and paid for. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
This is a crisis. This is an
People are
epidemic.
conditioned, though, too. People are conditioned to believe the news or believe that, like, you know what I mean? There's people out there. I think your boy's here, Jeff. And I say he's one of them people that, it's CNN, Fox News said it. What the fuck? What are you questioning? You guys are conspiracy theorists. You're idiots. And it's like, no, man, we woke up a long time ago. These people are liars, and we need to question everything. And trust me.
Yeah, I lost my mind on Jeff one time. I'm not going
We
to
all
do it again.
did.
God damn it, Jeff.
Yeah. Jeff means no harm. He's just a hard-headed idiot, I still like him. He's still, he's intrigued. But he's another person I'm like, yo, Jeff, he pled guilty. Go on to another case, bro.
Yeah, Jeff, go sniff Nancy Grace's panties, you weirdo. That's what I have to say about that.
5 minutes of fame. All right, we don't got to talk about him.
Yeah, he's done. But, all right, moving on.
Oh, shit. Don't tell me you froze.
No, I didn't.
You're dying over there. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, who is Jeff? All right. Side note, moving on. The fact that both of these texts you're going to see on screen right now,
okay,
they are real texts from Kaylee's father. This case is a train wreck. No, they said, referring to the grand jury, she heard everything and even admitted saying via text, quote, I think someone killed them. She just didn't call and report it, even as she was hiding. Now, I want to know this. Why is that brushed over?
I don't know. I don't.
Like, dude, I don't
Why
care.
does he brush it over? Why
That's
does
what I mean.
him? Like, I just seen him on what's that? The interview room? Is that what it's called?
I think so. Yeah.
With that Chris guy, he's still saying they were sleeping. Steve G. I'm like, them. How are we still here? Why are we pushing this narrative for kids? Nobody was sleeping, bro. You know what I mean? So it's like we read these texts, and I don't mean to go off topic from the text. I'm just saying Steve is a person. If this is true and he's saying it, then Steve, there's got to be doubts in your mind that the story's true. When is he going to publicly come out and question this narrative? Is my question.
I would argue that he, in a way, did. And for anybody that's asking, where are these from? These are between Steve and a creator that's referred to as Brat Norton on TikTok. Okay, so these are what, 2 years old plus? Like, these are old texts.
Yeah, they're old.
they're so old that it's questionable when James Peterson, as SG says, which he meant to say James Patterson, was talking to him about releasing a book. And you all know the book that was released. You know what I mean? That's a little bit sus. So 2 years ago, before the book, he already knows about it. He's talking about this. He's saying Dylan is sending these texts. He's saying the case is a train wreck. He's then on a different live. I don't think it was the interview room. It was a different one, dude, where he was saying like Bill Thompson, he essentially summed him up to be a rat. He doesn't represent us. He doesn't. Have you seen that clip?
Of Steve G saying that?
Yeah.
Well, Steve G called him Santa Claus, bro, and that was really I felt like the Santa Claus name was like a Pro Burger thing, like where we would all call Bill Thompson Santa Claus, and he calls him Santa Claus in an interview. I found that very interesting too. So I feel Steve got played, man. I don't know. It's just my personal feeling that Steve played hero dad in the beginning, hired his own investigators, tried to get to the bottom. I feel Steve ran into a wall somewhere down the line, and this is all opinion. This is not true. And the feds were basically like, listen, Steve, we got Brian Koberger nailed to the cross. You don't need to be doing what you're doing, bro. Like, relax. So Steve probably was like, oh, all right. You know, we're going to nail him to the cross. BK's going to go to trial, get the death penalty. We got so much evidence against them. We're going to put Brian in jail. Relax. And now that we come to the plea, and Steve basically got shut out at the end. Steve had no say in anything. You know what I mean? Now he's kind of questioning things, you know. So I don't know.
I think you bring up a great point. And I do put myself in the position of like being played because of the intensity that you bring. Human aspect, like if I was in the feds and I saw that same person being myself acting in that manner, I'd be like emotionally vulnerable. You could tell them anything. They're going to run with it.
Right.
It's sick and it's gross, but it happens. And I want to give a shout out to China. Says, keep calling out the cap. I love that. Thank you so much. And
shout out China.
Is China from well, I know I've seen China's name, but China typically tune into you. You know her?
Oh, she's a good person, China.
Hell yeah. Love that. And Kim, not your cup of tea, says, Birdie, please keep your hive mind on this case. This case will only be solved by these brave enough to think outside the box. Top dog comment to you, to China. Laura says, heart you both. This case has brought so many together. Amen to that. Lamey Jamie. Kim again. True Crime with Dago. LA Mike. Live Scan. Custody Queen Kristen. Live Scan again. Pappy Man. Bunny Murphy and Nobody's NBA. Shout out to you all. I appreciate that. And I don't know about you, Outkast. I'm not going anywhere.
No, man. No. They could we could be people ask like when's it gonna be over? I said it's never gonna be over. This is like JFK. This is people researching JFK and he got killed, you know, how many years ago? This might go on forever. You know.
Shouldn't that kind of tell you something?
It does. I don't know if I should say it, but it does. And Charlie Kirk too. He's gonna go on. You're gonna have there's a couple alphabet people involved, and every time they're involved, you get a conspiracy.
There's conspiracy. There's conspiracy when it comes to organized crime, and there's conspiracy when it comes to the 3-letter agencies.
And you know, a lot of their charges, they charge people on conspiracy also. That's like their number one conviction rate is conspiracy. Like we're saying you did this, prove to me you didn't. You know what I mean? We don't even got to prove you were doing what you were doing. This is just what we're saying. This is what we believe you were doing. Prove us wrong. You know what I mean? It's kind of scary, man. The reality is scary. If you ever get in trouble, life gets real. You know what I mean? That's why we're like, oh, why did Brian take the plea? Why didn't he fight? We see all these reasonable doubt. And it's like, man, because these people you're against are some scary heathens. You know what I mean?
Well, they're not only scary, dude, but like, and you don't have to share anything you don't want to, but it's like, have you ever been put in a position where you either were framed or you confessed to something you didn't do, even on the most minimal level?
No, luckily, luckily nothing serious. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But I know the system. Like if I ever got in trouble with the system, I know you got to call your lawyer, man. You did it or you didn't. You can't sit there and just, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people do it. They don't know their rights. You watch so many, you could watch so many investigation videos. You see these people, they're just blabbing. But I think a lot of people don't know their rights, and I think your first move should be call a lawyer, no matter what, if it's the law. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. If it truly is a technicality that's getting you in trouble, just shut the F up.
Right.
Just shut up. Call your lawyer. Even if you don't have a lawyer, tell them you got to
Tell
call your
them.
lawyer, Google one, and just call that number.
Or say you can't afford one, you'd like an attorney, and
Yeah.
they'll give you one. They'll put you, just go away. You know what I mean? Because once you start talking, then anything can be used against you in court. Anything. So,
I mean,
yeah.
dude, here's one of the questions that I have for you. Like, you're a smart dude. Let's say you went down the path of being a defense attorney. Could you defend somebody? Like, let's say that I ended up murdering somebody and I said I did it. Could you defend me? And get me off, rather.
I mean, it's your right to a fair trial, so I would give you a fair trial knowing you did commit murder. But I think I'm not a defense attorney for the same reason. I don't want to get someone guilty off murder. You know what I mean?
That's what I
So
mean,
it's
yeah.
like, no, I would give everyone a fair chance, man. I'm not going to be. But now it could get technical. What kind of crime are we talking? You know what I mean? This guy just butchered 10 kids. I'm not even defending him. You got to go call somebody else, bro.
Well, dude, I watched this Mrs. Birdie and my mother-in-law, or her mom, but my mother-in-law and my wife were watching son of a bitch, I'm forgetting the name of it. It was this family in Ohio. They had 8 family members killed, like sequentially, like 3 at this house, 2 at this house, 3 at the other house. It was all like simultaneously done.
Mm-hmm.
And it ended up being over like their motive was like a custody battle between a granddaughter.
Oh, really?
I can't remember the name of it. It's 3 episodes, dude. If you guys have not seen that, damn, I know somebody in the chat's gonna, and it's like the Radins. Now I kind of want to wait for somebody to say it, but dude, one of the most insane 3-part series I've watched in a very long time. I finished it last night. They're from Ohio. You know what? I might just be able to look it up quicker. Ohio 8 Murders series. Pike County Murders.
I think I've heard of that.
Dude, you got to watch it.
Oh, what's it on?
I believe it's on Netflix. Netflix or Amazon or Hulu. Like I forget whatever streaming platform we have. But it's on like one of the main the big ones. Amazon, HBO, Hulu, Netflix. Like it's the Rodins, yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to look it up and watch it.
Dude, it's
crazy.
It's not only crazy, it's just like think about what they are able to prove in that and how they show that. That's every time that I've watched a true crime documentary since I've gotten into this case, I will compare and contrast how they do the true crime documentaries on the Idaho 4 compared to any other one.
Right. Yeah. No, you're right.
All right. One of the other things that I had is why is the blood still left on the outside of the house after the fences are up? I've always said like no cleanup crew with their license would ever leave blood on the outside of the house protected by this, wiggly ass blow in the wind fence, right? That's a biohazard. It doesn't make sense to me. I get it. People say Ethan's mom confirmed it. Okay. Well, there's also rumors that it was leaked whose blood that was. So my whole point is this. If that was running down the outside of the walls, wouldn't it also be running down the inside of the walls?
Yeah. I mean, when you're building a house, you got to think you got the molding, then you got the wall, drywall probably. I don't know how
Insulation.
Insulation. I don't know how the blood gets there. You know what I mean?
And you look at the siding on the far side of the house. I guess it would be that side of the house. You see it all over the siding. Similar drips. I don't know if it's like sap. I don't know if it's tar. There's a water line.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I don't know. To me, them leaving it is very telling.
Yeah. It would be evidence though, right?
It would be evidence, but like, why not put a board over it? Why leave that out to the elements? Anything.
No, you're right. Like, why not preserve it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's an interesting question. So do we know for 100% we're looking at blood or what?
People say, you know, what's interesting too is like all of these pictures, they were on Fox, CNN, News Nation. Dude, I could screenshot this. I could put this into Canva. I could put this into Photoshop. I could throw a simple filter on it that brings out reds.
Right.
And I could make brown look red. I could make red look white. I could do whatever I wanted with it in a click of a button.
See, my theory on this is just theory, speculation. If that is blood, that's because people were hurt outside the house. There's no blood leaking through walls. In my theory, that's blood from somebody being injured that was laying against that.
Let's do a poll here quick. Let's just see. Type of 1 if you think it was blood. Type of 2 if you think that it's not. And if you think it is blood,
yeah.
I guess, have we ever confirmed it with, like, we have enough documents now. Where is the blood on the outside of the house in the documents?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I have to say about that. Where is the paperwork that says they tested the blood on the outside of the house?
Yeah, that's very interesting because it would be, you know, it's good
That
to
would be in there by now.
get a receipt for that one, you know, because then, in my opinion, does it really drip through the floor? Where is that? Is that supposed to be the bedroom, that exact wall?
Yeah, so that would be, they say that it's Ethan's blood.
Okay,
So technically it's like the second floor, Bethany's room.
It would have to be Ethan.
Yeah, it'd have to be Ethan, but like my whole point is, wouldn't that drip into the basement room?
Oh yeah, wherever. It's like water, bro. You got a leak in your house. It's like when you got a leak, the way it travels, it's gonna travel wherever it could go.
This just
looks
looks,
a lot of places.
it looks thick. You know what I mean? It looks thick and it looks weathered and it looks like it's been there for a while. In my opinion, and I get it. People say that's blood. I'm okay with disagreeing. What I'm saying though is,
right.
Have they tested it? Have they swabbed it where they've said the swab from the outside of the house off of the patio is this person's blood? I don't believe that they have. You know?
Yeah, I don't know.
And
I
welcome
promise
to
you
True
guys
Crime
it's
Unleashed.
based on my experience in EMS. So True Cafe with Dago is I think he's retired EMS. He's saying it's blood. You know.
Again, that's why I said it's okay to disagree. I mean, I'm not afraid to disagree with Dago. I'm sure he's not afraid to disagree with me. It's just
no. That's why we're having this conversation. But
that's the hive, baby.
But it's good to, you know, get receipts on this if we can. If we can, as a community, be like, no, man, we all came together. This is it says it here. This is blood. Then I think that's something we should start doing.
Well, and also my question is this: why is a cleanup crew leaving this?
Yeah, that's interesting.
You know what I mean? They want to clean up the house and have it be spotless. Look at the pictures.
Because what if they do clean it? What does that mean?
Well, they get rid of it, obviously. But what I mean is, like,
no. But I'm asking you, if they think about it, if they get rid of that right there, that means what? If there's blood not dripping out the house, that means then there was victims outside and not in their bed sleeping.
Well, that's a good point. It's also, I would even take that a step further and say there's two parts to that. It could be what you said, or it could be let's be honest, there's a dramatic effect for narrative.
Right.
And that's a disgusting, gross viewpoint to some people, but I'm sorry. I don't care if that hurts your feelings. There are people that will get paid a lot of money for a picture like this. I'm not getting paid for it. Don't get mad at me.
Right.
You know?
I agree. But then it leads back to when I brought up the ATF agent. Why isn't he charged? You want to know why? Because maybe they were really double tapped in the fucking house and he couldn't change the narrative either. You know what I mean? So he doesn't get charged either. Get out of here, dude. Scram.
Exactly. The next
think
thing that I want
to I don't mean to cut you off, but I think
No,
this
you're good, brother.
piece is very narrative based. Like there's a narrative we need to keep. But go ahead.
No. Tell me this picture doesn't solidify the narrative. Bethany doesn't even know when they get home. Where are they?
Right.
Dylan thought it was Kaylee in that room.
Yeah. I don't trust
Blaker.
that girl. You know that.
Blaker knows the timeline that Dylan's is more reliable and better than Bethany's by the time Ashley shows up to the crime scene at 5 p.m. that night.
Yeah.
Love and Other Habits. Thank you so much for the super chat. Says the LE said it was the worst crime they've ever seen. Where's the blood? If anything happened inside 1122, it would look like a Tarantino film. There's nothing there but a dirty house. You know what? I'm going to give a top dog to that because that's the truth. You know what I mean? That is the truth. Look, we've seen how many pictures, and I'm going to kind of crank through these here. Sky Blue, South Carolina, or SC says, it's like the damn ladder leaning against the house the day it was torn down. No one said a thing about it. And Reasonable Doubter says, that I thought the lab reports said it was positive for blood. So we got three things being the blood on the outside of the house, or in general, the crime scene. We got the ladder, and we got the blood. Can I just say this as an overarching theme, not agreeing or disagreeing with anybody? How many documents do we have? How many photos do we have? How much surveillance do we have? How much audio do we have? How many police reports do we have? None of us know anything. For sure. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's my biggest red flag. Yeah, I'm also guilty of falling victim to the narrative as well.
Yeah, I mean that's the only thing you got to go off of. You have to, you know what I mean? That's the narrative's there for you, you know what I mean? But I don't believe it.
Yeah. Well, thank you all for the super chats, and honestly, they're all valid points. They're valid points, and that just probably confirms why everybody is still looking at this case at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
We want to know, and we don't know. I got to open up this window quick. 1 second.
All right.
All right. Now, this next one, I was showing Outkast this backstage. All right. A lot of people were talking to me about how the chick with the white purse at the grub truck is the same person as Xana. Well, Xana's got this emblem here. The chick at the grub truck doesn't. So I will use the momentum of everybody saying, there's so many of those Idaho sweatshirts. It's game day. You're right. It is. I don't see this. And they said, oh, her arm's covering it. Well, is her arm covering it here? This is pretty visible. And then I got an email from somebody that goes by CK who has an unblurred photo. They went frame by frame. Who is this? I don't know if anybody has seen this before. We are maybe breaking this right now here in the Hive. 8:20 p.m. on November 13th, 3 years after the atrocity. Who is this girl who happens to be wearing very similar sweatshirt to Xana? This does not look like Xana. But who is this?
She looks short too. I don't know. Maddie's pretty tall. How is she sitting?
No, they're standing next to the
they're
bar.
standing. And you think it's another chick at the grub truck on the left? Where's that girl from with the purse? That's the white purse girl?
Yeah. And a lot of people were saying that this chick is this chick.
Interesting. And that's the grub truck, right? I'm sorry, I asked.
So this is the grub truck.
Man, them girls are up to no good too, I don't think. There's another one too. Yeah. She's with number 9 and number 8. This chick, right? The big purse. And then did you ever see the video of the cops, you know, when the 4 kids go running by behind Rosie?
Yes.
And that white purse looks like it's in the frame too.
I've not seen the white purse. No.
Jada Holly, she's got a good video on it. I'll share
Jada
it.
Holly.
Yeah, but she makes a good argument that it looks like that girl running with that big ass purse.
What I'm trying to say is this.
That'd be interesting if that's her.
It
she
would be.
connected a lot of dots then. You know what I'm saying? Like she's at the corner club, she's at the grub truck, and now we see her on fucking King Street.
And a lot of people pointed out, it's interesting. I'm not shitting on anybody, but I'm going to shit on just the thought process a little bit. Not to anybody personally. Not that I'm afraid to do that, but it's like they were saying, oh, this chick was wearing a white purse. Oh, the chick at the grub truck's wearing a white purse. Yet they're going to say, no, it's the same sweatshirt. So many people have the same sweatshirt. Because I'm sure that only one girl in Moscow, Idaho has a white purse. Do you know what I mean? Like, how do you not connect those dots? Like, you can't say that it's the same white purse and then a different hoodie. You can't say it's the same hoodie and it's a different purse. You have to see both.
Right. Yeah, so people were saying that was Xana, and it's not.
There's a
looking
close
like
up.
it. Interesting. I'd have to watch the grub truck video later and see, you know, what that girl really looks like.
This this is at the corner club. I don't have a timestamp as this was sent in an email by CK. I'll go back. I can get it. I tried to fit this all on the screen. You know, so this is, you know, formatted to fit on a 16.9 ratio. I'll get that timestamp. Dago. Outkast, I'm gonna hand the reins over to you for 2 minutes while I fill my water up. All right. If you want to talk about who this might be and whatnot, I'll leave you kind of in this.
Shit, I'll just talk to the chat. You're good. Go ahead.
All right, good.
So who the hell do you guys think this is? That's the question. Let's see what the chat has to say. Are those 2 heads or one very large alien head? Sweater guy was at Corner Club, Grub Truck, and Cop Cam. Interesting, Pat. Okay, so that's Fiji. Fiji, is that your niece? What's up, Randy Fur? Good to see you. It's my lady. I don't know. I don't date blurry women. So who do you guys think it is? Peyton? Randy? No, not Randy. Oh, Randy. Okay, so who do you think sweater guy was? There's so many sweater guys. You're talking about the yellow hoodie guy? Someone said it looks like Eric Kirk, and I can't unsee it. For fuck's sakes. Oh, man. Could be Peyton. It's Olivia. Oh, shit. If that's Erica Kirk, this shit would go down in history as the fucking biggest psyop ever. Man, Birdie don't even know about this Kirk. I got to bring it up to him. Watch this. Jenna McClure. Maybe. It disappears into the other face. Oh, it is pixelated.
All right. Now, this video here, sorry, Outkast, we're in the middle of
No,
something.
go ahead.
Okay. This video comes from only available at not available. And I just want to say, if you don't have your tinfoil hat on, please put it on now. Strap it down. Because I hear exactly what only available at not available is alleging is said.
Social experiment. Did I hear something like this? By Officer Blaker. Here in the background, listen. The story was don't say anything, right? John, the grub truck guy at the end of the live stream.
That's what I'm saying. Like, everyone has really successfully managed to hit the part where everybody knows what's doing or doing it well.
Maybe that's why we got all of those contradictions in the Idaho 4, in the Idaho 4 case. Nice car with the sunroof, by the way. The different stories of the neighbors, the private driver, the DoorDash driver, Hunter Johnson, the so-called... Seems like Mr. Blaker can see into the future. He told the other officers Dylan's second story, which he hadn't even told yet at that time.
Sorry if that blew your eardrums out. I turned it down. That happened to Outkast. When,
Yeah, it was all right though.
but it's
So the
interesting,
social
isn't it?
experiment is very interesting.
Well, it is, and it kind of goes along with Brian Koberger's papers, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just want to know, at what point do we stop trying to figure out a logical crime? Have you had that thought yet? Like, I have so much. I have like a handful of slides left, but I want to take this time right now with you. I feel like you got a great mind. I feel like you're open-minded. It's like, and I feel like you're normal. You know what I mean? Like, that's the other thing too. Is like, can we just get normal people to like give their thoughts? That's why I love doing the call-in shows.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, at what point do we stop treating this like a logical, normal crime? Because if they're telling us this is a lone wolf, serial killer, obsessed PhD criminology student being Brian Koberger, and we don't think it's anything of the sort, why are we assuming that it's just a normal crime that they're covering up for? What if they're covering up for something else? I mean, something very sophisticated.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Like I said before, when I look at this stuff, I can't. It's like I can't sit and read the documents or the PCA because I think it's all bullshit, anyways. You know what I mean? So it's hard to be like, I don't believe this, I don't believe this, but this might be true or this is true. You know what I'm saying? It's when I go looking at this case, I'm like, man, we're being lied to about this whole situation, man. Straightforward. I think everything's a lie.
Live Scan 2002 says you're doomed in the dust if you feel Koberger's innocent. He's got a delusion of grandeur.
You're doomed in the dust if you feel Kohlberger's innocent, and you're doomed in the dust if you believe he's guilty with no 100% proof that he did it. And I'd be scared for my life if you were a juror on a case for me. That's what I gotta say. That's good. I like that one.
Well, another NPC bites the dust.
You know what I mean, though? Don't people like that scare you, though?
Yeah. I can't even handle people, bro,
man.
when I'm driving and I see people at a roundabout and they still don't know how a roundabout works. I've had this thought of like, holy shit, if I was framed for a crime, these dumbasses are the people that are going to determine.
Yeah, man. If I came out, I seen Jeff H. understand that dude. I'd be
Oh.
like, man, give me my fucking plea deal, bro.
Yeah, change of a
I
plea.
said, I'm going to plea, man. These guys are gonna get me
And-
locked up for 100 years.
And they would be like, do you have anything to say? And I would just say, God damn it, Jeff. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Chef, no. But in all seriousness, like, come on, man, have an open mind. If you could show me 100% Brian did it, I'm with you, bro. We'll ride the wave. I'll turn guilter tomorrow. We'll have
I'm
a
waiting
party.
for it.
But I haven't seen it, so I can't help you.
But hang on, Outkast. He was there 23 times. He stalked them. The Mad Greek.
No, he was such a professional. He drove around the house 97 fucking times, but turned into a ninja as soon as he walked out the car and killed 4 people, 7 minutes, sat, had a cigarette, left. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
He studied this shit. He studied this shit.
Keith and his old balls told us that Brian killed them because they're beautiful. Like, I mean, what are we doing here, guys?
Lack of information. Gotta make up shit. They don't know nothing, man.
I'm not even joking you. My wife looked at me, Outkast, when we were watching the Dateline documentary.
Mm-hmm.
She looked at me. She goes, this seems like a group project that they forgot was due in 2 days.
Right. That's bad, man.
It's insane. She followed up with saying, like, so they typed it into ChatGPT while they were on bath salts. That's what they did. Like, that's literally how bad it was, bro.
Yeah.
Could you imagine what you, me, and people in the chat right now could do with the budget that Dateline had? Do you know how epic of films we could probably make?
Oh, man. I'm waiting for this Lifetime movie, man. It's going to be bad.
What are your thoughts on that with like Olivia and shitting on that young actress?
I think they're, I don't know. Maybe it's money thing. Maybe,
like a guerrilla marketing.
I don't
thing?
think you would be happy if, I don't know where you know what I mean? But if they're not making no money and somebody's making money. So I guess it would make you mad, No,
I'm not saying that it shouldn't make you mad. Like that's my part is I think there's just this miss on like, how did I say it the first time? It was something like whoever is telling them that Lifetime, Oxygen, Dateline, Amazon, like this is all public information. And there are thousands, tens of thousands of cases that have documentaries where they show crime scene photos. They show blood. You know what I mean?
Right.
Who's
It's
who's
normal.
telling you this?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Like you're getting bad advice if you're believing somebody that's saying you can stop them from doing this.
Mm-hmm.
That's my thing.
But I think they just want to be in the light also.
Yeah.
They don't want their buzz to die down either.
And if it's the truth, what are you mad about?
Right. I don't know.
Dude,
like I said.
Did you see the Mad Greeks post today?
No.
I screenshotted this. You're not going to be able to see it, right? But Mad Greek posted this. It says this. 3 years ago today, panic set in, and we all hoped you'd answer my frantic calls. You didn't, and I soon got word you wouldn't ever again. Although someone is behind bars, I don't feel like there has been any justice, and I don't think I ever will. We all miss you dearly, and I think about you for often until we meet again.
Damn. That's crazy.
Dude, and it's like, look, I can go through Kopaka's eye here. This video is probably better to show right now. Brian Koberger, like, why are they having him look different in all these photos? My only logical reasoning, and it's like people say, well, that's on drugs and off of drugs. Okay, guys, I've had a lot of buddies that are very good athletes that have been on drugs. Their face never went from this to fucking Sandy Hook Adam Lanza face ever.
Oh shit.
This face will never be that face, and this face will never be that face. You know what I'm saying? There's aging, there's drugs, there's strung out. These look so different.
Hell, look, it might be a different person at some point.
And so let me ask you this, Outkast. Why would you do that? If you were the person that could release these, why would you do that?
I don't know. I really don't know. What do you think?
Brian Koberger might be going into WITSEC and you don't want an accurate photo of how he looks recently. Same thing with Ethan. That's why they're releasing the freshman year pictures, 8th grade pictures.
Yeah. My narrative on the younger pictures of Ethan is because if they seen him grown, you would have had doubts again about Brian Koberger of being able to kill him. Because the size difference.
Whoa, hang on, pause.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard it summed up like that. Say that again.
So basically, Ethan's looks like a child, a teenager in all the pictures. He's younger, right? But if you really look at Ethan as he's older, he's fucking huge. He's a big guy.
He's a grown man.
So yeah, so it kind of kills the narrative more that how the fuck did Brian Koberger overpower this guy? You know, so you got to put him sleeping. You got to make him look like a child. When in all reality, he would have towered Brian. So that's basically how I was saying it. It's a narrative thing. It's always a narrative thing to me that you need to keep the narrative going. These were 4 beautiful little children that got murdered. You know what I mean? The narrative. Ethan's a little guy. He's got a little mustache. Like, yeah, man. That's why we're always seeing the younger picture of him. He would have crushed him. He was an athlete, man, and it's damn near almost prime. Like males, like 20 to 25, you're in your prime or whatever, 26. He would have crushed him, in my opinion. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Defensive wounds, like, come on, man.
I'm telling you, this is why it's like you had mentioned about, like, if you're a creator and you're going to post shit, be ready for the hate. Dude, It's interesting. It's only whenever you join a platform. I posted this video where I'm like, it was the video of Brian Koberger walking into Costco. And I go, breaking news. There's footage of Brian Koberger walking into Costco. And I could say without a fraction of a doubt that man is innocent. Because if you think that Frankenstein's awkward nephew is going to shuffle in and commit a Jason Bourne timeline walking like that and leave no DNA, you're out of your mind.
You're out of your mind. That Costco video makes him more innocent than anything. Like, come on.
Like I said, bro, Brian Koberger is the last pick in gym class for any team. He's the guy that you put in a game where you say, go show your parents why you don't play. Go take a pick or go set a pick, rebound hard as hell. That's what you send Brian Koberger into a game to do. Like from a sheer and people say, that's so weird, Birdie. Hello, have you seen their autopsies? Have you heard about their defensive wounds? You can't just be some weirdo nerd with a half gamer hunchback that has duck feet, that's slightly overweight and all these, that's waddling around.
Yeah.
You can't do that. He committed a quadruple murder faster than a team of Navy SEALs could have.
Right.
You dumbasses. Sorry. I can't believe
I
it.
agree.
I can't believe people buy this. Are you guys high? Like,
yeah. And it all fits the narrative of that car, you know. It's 405 to what? 421 or 420. So he's got 15 minutes. They got to make up some bullshit narrative. Like,
and all 4 of them stay asleep.
Yeah, right.
And he cleans up.
And
he
there's
sits
5
down on a
cars in
chair.
the driveway. There's literally 5 cars in the driveway. He just decides to go and whack 4 people, knowing there's a full house of people. 5 cars is not 1 or 2. It's fucking 5.
Yeah.
You know?
And I see people say, I'm high. I'm not stupid. Well, you guys get my point, right? Like, it's like in general, it's like, you guys got to understand. Go ask any person that has taken a life in some sort of special forces hand to hand. It's an effed up question. But if you ask them, Is it quick? Is it quiet? Is it not messy? I'm sorry if that makes you uncomfortable. Understand we're talking about that times 4.
That's why I look at this crime scene. I'm like, there's no way this crime happened in this fashion. Just,
but instead, Ashley Banfield's showing Brian Koberger's muffin top.
It's
like,
sad,
dude,
bro. They don't have evidence. They don't have anything. It should make you think more. They don't have shit on this guy. No connection to the roommates or the victims. No conviction or not connected to the 2 surviving victims. Like, there's nothing there that proves Brian did any of this, man. It's scary, bro.
Dude, even if there was, I'm at the point where you could show me the most convincing evidence. You could show me Brian Koberger's license plate, which they can't, but let's say they did. You could show me security cam footage of Brian walking through the front door. And in that timeline, given that crime scene, I would be like, do you have video of the back door? Because somebody else had to have been there.
Oh, absolutely. What about the footprints? Whose footprints are in the fucking snow? Since they're there in the body, who did they come back to? What size? You know what I mean? Because I never really checked into that. Because you see the shoe things. I've always wondered about that. Like, who are them people? 13 and a half in the snow? Interesting.
Sorry, I'm laughing.
So is Brian 13 and a half? I don't know his foot size.
Sorry. Dana said, and he's a vegan. He doesn't even eat meat. Like, he's
right. He's a vegan and he's just going to town on human. I don't know, man. Nothing adds up. I mean, how someone could go into chat and be like, he's guilty 100%, man. You scare me more
you scare me like
scare me so bad, man.
And then you want to know what's funny? You ever wonder, okay, I don't know what analogy that I could make outside of COVID. I guess maybe you could think back to like any human atrocity where it's like, how did people believe this and how did they go along with this for so long? And it's like, in my life, in your life, it's been COVID, where it's like they have you walking one direction in supermarkets 6 feet apart from unelected officials. They really did that shit with the media. And you could say COVID did X, Y, and Z. It's not about the sickness. It's about let's just talk about the control.
Yeah, it's all control. It's a narrative. That's another narrative, but we don't got to get into that one. But
also it's like, if people have an opinion on it, I'm not even afraid to lean into an opinion for X, Y, or Z. If you agree, if you think that it should have been that way or whatnot. But what I'm saying is this. That happened because of the television.
Yeah. But there's a lot going on behind the scenes with that too.
Right.
That's why I've always called it for the past 10 years is information warfare. We're at war for our information, if it's good or not. And COVID's a good subject because like there's bots and you guys know about bots and shit, right? So these bots are out there and they're pushing the narrative on the internet and you're basically at war with information because you don't know what's real or not anymore. So COVID's a good example of it was really pushed on us for control, you know?
I agree. And so what I'm getting at, to come back to like, they're showing his muffin top. They're showing thumbs up pictures. They're saying how creepy he is. I just saw somebody, M. Stokes says, you know, you ever ask why they think he's guilty? My daughter said, like a lot of them, quote, he looks creepy. Okay. I'm just going to say this. There's a lot of people that look creepy. There are a lot of people that have talking suit, teleprompter reading jobs that look creepy. Like if you want to go granular and you want to start breaking it down, you look creepy, Nancy Grace. Like blink. Like, can you just blink for once?
Yeah. They're soulless, bro. I told you, man. They call them lizards. You know that, right? They're all lizards, right?
I think, yeah. Oh, fuck. Yes. Yes. I've said that. I've been like, you guys think that this is hard for me to stretch and go in the direction of like, maybe this is WITSEC or a big psyop or maybe it's a cover up. Let's talk about like Hollow Earth and reptilians running our world. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, let's go that deep.
I mean, we've been down all the rabbit holes, man. You know, I've been there.
I've been staring at my phone at times.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just been like, what did I just watch? This feels illegal. Like the FBI is about to crash through my door for watching like the fall of the cabal. Or like,
yeah, that's how we all felt.
I mean,
Yeah, the
dude,
fall of the cabal. Man, yeah. You know, it's good to know all that stuff and wake up to the, you know, not everything's true or right or wrong,
right.
but it's good to have an open mind and research them things.
Yes, and also you said this backstage. I'm gonna echo it. If you think that I believe all of the crazy quote conspiracies that I say, or if Outkast believes it, don't get me wrong. I believe it enough to like, can we talk about it? Like, meaning I know about it. I can
Right.
have a conversation about it. But at the end of the day, guys, I can hold a conversation about stuff and I can entertain it. You know what I mean? I can entertain this idea of what if it was the frats? What if it was WITSEC? What if it was the university? What if Josh Hurwitz is somehow connected to Brian Koberger? If you can't think like that, how are you going to solve anything?
Right, right. No, I agree. I think everyone should have an open mind, but you don't also have to believe everything you hear. Like, do your research. If you tell me, hey, this, and this, I'm going to go research it, but I might come to a different conclusion. You know what I mean? But it's good to voice your opinion. You know, even if it, you know what I mean, you feel it's true. Like I said before, we all have all these conspiracies. We don't have the right answer yet. I mean, you know.
Not to sidetrack us, because I got a couple slides left. What is your, like, if you had to say, like, this is my most batshit crazy conspiracy I believe in, if I had to put you on the spot, what would you say?
I don't think it's crazy as it seems. I think my theory would be the frats are involved, the cops are involved, and they're all working in cahoots. Molly's involved. I believe every vehicle we see around the time's involved. That's my theory, basically, is that the white Elantra is like, look at this, look over here, but don't look at the Molly girl. Don't look at the truck, the footage removed from Linda Lane. Don't worry about that guy, they call him Gun Rat guy. Well, he pulls on Linda Lane, the footage is missing. Don't worry about that. The camera's reset. Or don't worry about the kids that you see walking to the truck at 4:24, 4 minutes apparently after the murder. So that's my theory, is that it's more simple than we think, and everyone around that we're seeing are most likely involved. That's my opinion. You know,
I think that sums it up good. I think what that really ultimately says, dude, is like, you consider all possibilities.
Oh, absolutely. You know, but I gotta have my own opinion too, just like you gotta have your own opinion too. You know,
and you're not doing that in like a puss way. You know what I mean? You're not trying to do it to like please everybody. I believe, like, when I hear it come out, I'm like, I believe that he believes that. Right,
for sure. And it could change tomorrow too. There could be information I get or something I learn. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, maybe I'm, but I'll never tell you I'm right. You're wrong. You know what I mean? Like, I got my opinion, you got yours.
Do you think Brian Koberger's involved in any way?
I don't know. That's a hard one, right? There's always a possibility.
Criminally, what about criminally? Like criminally involved, like
let's have this theory. Let's say that is Brian Koberger driving.
Yeah.
Let's say that's his white Elantra, right? And this is just speculation because a lot of people don't believe it is. The way he is driving around the scene, that white Elantra specifically, it looks like they're looking for somebody, waiting for somebody. It doesn't look like the narrative they gave us on that car. So let's just say it is Brian Koberger and he got lured to come there. And he got there and he went in the house and he freaked the fuck out and he sped off 10, 15 minutes later. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's always a possibility. But I just don't believe that. I think there's more evidence that Brian was never fucking there. You know what I mean? Well, or Brian was there and they can't let you know who he's associated with. So
that's what I lean towards. So I lean towards this plausible deniability. Like, I don't believe that Brian Koberger has a single damn thing to do with anybody dying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, truly, you could have a gun to my head and I would say that.
Mm-hmm.
Being at the house or being near the house, the 23 times connecting to the tower, we can go as technical and granular as you want to. My question is, if you don't have a motive for him to be there and he didn't stalk them and you can't connect him with the victims and you can't put him in the house,
Yeah, that's
well, then who else was around the house that amount of times? Was it Molly? Was he tailing Molly? Was
it's
he
very possible.
right?
Yeah, it could be possible he knows something's going down or
That's what I mean. So I agree with your point. Is like
anything's plausible.
But do you think that there's two things that have always stuck out to me, bro? This was not sexually motivated. That's like emphasized from the first press conference and Bill Thompson then at the sentencing in the plea. Although the G's say he's a pedo, right? So there's like kind of a dichotomy there. And then there's no connection to the house, yet DNA is found on a knife sheath inside.
Which is a movable object.
Which is a movable object. But it's like, can you put Brian Koberger in the house? If you were just talking from a defense attorney standpoint, can you put Brian Koberger in the house? Pause. Don't answer that. I have a TV and a projector prepped and ready to go. Bill Thompson.
Right.
We cannot put him inside of 1122 and we have no connection to the victim. Okay. Pause. Where was the knife sheath found? Inside the house. Your Honor, I'm asking for this case to be dismissed. Like,
we got to ask ourselves too. He was so professional. He left no DNA anywhere, but he chose to leave a 2-foot sheath at the crime scene. Like, how is he so perfect? But when it comes to the knife sheath, he leaves that a big important piece. Like, how is his DNA not on any of the victims?
yeah, and the sheath, to Dago's point, it's inside the house under a victim.
Yeah,
and
it looks
look at
brand
that
new.
sheath.
Yeah,
they think we're stupid, Outkast.
Yeah.
They think we're
I know
dumb.
they do.
They hate us.
Yeah,
that's how I would sum it up. They think we're dumb and they hate us.
You're fucking cattle. That's all you are. Is cattle.
Bunch of peasants. Be more like Jeff H. Be more like Viviana. Be more like all these other dumbasses.
Oh,
Go ahead and clip that too. That's fine. I don't care. Do you guys understand? Like, I'm so over worrying about anybody who has a brain like you. It's okay. You can do that. If anything, you might actually help our entire cause. You know what I mean? You might actually help it. So that's fine.
I mean, I truly believe in my heart people are waking up slowly but surely, more than they were 10 years ago. I've been searching this shit from 2008, 7, 9, you know. The World Trade Center got me going. But I see now there's a lot of people opening their mind to a lot of shit. And then once you learn it, you could see it could be Brian Koberger, it could be Charlie Kirk, it could be anything. You see how they work. So once you learn how they're working, you could spot the psyop, spot the cover up, because you see it. So the next time someone comes up that's bashing, like you've watched Brian Koberger get murdered on TV, right? They bashed him. He's guilty, right? Next time you see that happen to somebody else, you're going to know in your head, oh, they're doing what they did to Brian Koberger. Oh, I see it. You know what I mean? You start learning the system, what they're doing to your brain, and you're like, oh, I can see it. That's why I didn't need information on the Brian. Like, I seen what the media was doing to Brian. I'm like, oh, man, he's innocent. I just seen that. I know the way they work, you know? So.
There's one of the things that I kind of wish I could go back. It's not take it back. Like, I don't regret saying it. But I had said something about, like, I don't need the court documents to tell me if somebody's innocent or they're guilty. Or I didn't explain that well enough. What I meant is, like, it's only talking about what is known for the specific case. It's not talking about the inner workings prior to this happening and what could have led to this.
Right.
Whether or not investigators look at that, who knows if they make a report about it? Who knows the inner workings of it in general that could lead to a motive that maybe never even comes out in an interview or a discussion, or they never find the messages, or it was an in-person conversation that was forgotten about, right? So it's like, how do people continue to fall for, kind of summing up what you just said with 9/11? I could think of many other examples. Charlie Kirk. You could think of Gulf of Tonkin. You could think of weapons of mass destruction, the war on drugs. You could think of so many of them. We fall for it every time. I would even say this. We fell for this. We fell for it.
Yeah, for sure.
Enough people fell for it.
And I think people need to realize that they're still falling for stuff, even though they're open-minded with the Brian Koberger case. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things going on with the news, man. They're not trustworthy. So it's like you're like, oh, they did Brian dirty, and now they're doing someone else dirty, and you're like, see, it says it in the news. This is what I'm like, bro. That's their job, is to kill people's characters. You know what I mean? That's what they're in the business of. So.
You got a PhD student with no history of violent crime wanting to apply for a Pullman Police Department internship that when asked about it, they say they have to consult their lawyer before they answer it. His papers are about 90 to 95% of cases not going to trial, being overcharged and settling in a plea deal. And then there's a proposal paper about studying people's emotional behavior before, during, and after the crime in a formal interview setting. And then the NIJ is funding $2.1 million at WSU for predictive criminal behavior in emerging adults in a non-clinical setting. Josh Hurwitz shows up in April. Brian Koberger shows up in June. The CastNet document for Xana and Maddie is in June. Brian Koberger is driving all around. They were tracking him for months beforehand. They let him go on for 30 days after, and they track him across the country. Is this motherfucker driving the mule pathways of that I-95 highway, and they cast that net far and wide, and they get everything in it? Is this a sophisticated operation?
It might be. It might be, man. Did Brian piss somebody off?
Did he piss somebody off, or is he like, did he submit? Did he say something?
Did he know something about somebody that he got too close to something and he had to go? Like, maybe he knew these. I don't know. I don't want to say that. Maybe he found people were up to no good, though.
Well, my question then is like, why that house? Like, that's the one thing about this inside job that I don't understand. Why that house? Right. So I was kind of saying that last night on the stream where I'm like, you could say their parents have some sketchy past and connections and all that stuff, but it's like, that's a big risk to do all this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But also, I would say this. Who went to college and lived with roommates who all had parents that had some sort of charge? Half of them flipped on the Aryan Knights. Half of them like might have been laundering. Like,
right.
How often does that happen?
Yeah, it doesn't, right?
And then to have the murder happen, and then to have the timeline happen, and then to have the DNA happen, and then to have to be Brian Koberger, and then to have to be national security, and then to have to be drug out like as far as it is, and then to have it be wrapped in a bow by the media. You have a better chance of getting the tip of your dick hit by lightning 4 times, in my opinion. Like, I don't even know what else to say.
I agree.
It has to be planned.
I agree.
So, at the end of the day...
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say it. And the house getting torn down.
Yeah.
Like, I could keep that list going, bro. And sorry to cut you off. Go for it.
No. I was going to ask you what picture you had up, but you switched it. But I do agree with this, with the house being torn down. So I did a little research. I don't know how true it is, but it's like this happened like 2 days after the college got the house. You know what I'm saying?
This picture here?
When you just had the other one. You switched it already. The house being torn down.
Okay.
The literally college just got it like 2-3 days after they destroyed it. So the college was waiting all this time. They were going to destroy it as soon as they could. You know what I mean? But I guess through the way the law works, they were gifted this, I want to say. Is that how they got it? It was donated to them. They had to wait like a certain time, and then they didn't own it for more than a week and tore this house down.
And you know who used to live there and own it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, guys,
That's what I mean. Why does it connect to this fucking person? Like, I
And-
mean, how many red flags do you see, dude?
And then
Like,
you got Vampire Diaries on the TV, and there's a Vampire Diaries episode that says or doesn't say the same thing.
you can't make this shit up, man.
You
know what I
can't make
mean?
it up. I actually have said this. If this was a script for a Netflix show, and then there's going to be some MSNPC, some loser that says these are real people's lives. Okay, I'm aware of that. That's hence why I'm questioning the narrative. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
you can't say that and then get mad about it. Like, that's why
Right.
this entire stream's a thing. My point is this: if we were producers and we read this in a script, I would genuinely have to ask somebody, like, were you sober when you wrote this?
Seriously.
You're gonna tell me that all of this somehow, like,
Dude, this
it
is like
all
a
connects
sophisticated
somehow?
TV show, bro. It's like a sophisticated one of them good ass TV shows that's like, you know, like everyone's involved. Like, it's crazy, bro. Yeah, I agree with you.
I'd be
dude.
worried.
I agree with you.
All right, so I'm gonna click through these. I mean, look at this. I mean, we got this shout out to my folks over on X, but blood forensics. We got unknown male B on the handrail. 2 and 3 are the cast off swabs. 4 is a west wall swab. 5 is the hallway swab. 6 and 7 are hallway swabs. 8 is the west living room. 9 is the unknown male DNA C. 10 is unknown male blood DNA D. When I see this, and I see this in a college house, this is an unpopular opinion, Outkast. I'm not surprised that there's a lot of DNA in this house, which I know many people might say, well, yeah, that's obvious. Yeah. I am surprised that Dylan says, well, we deep cleaned it.
That is very concerning. And should trigger, you know, that's a warrant. Like, if I'm the detective and I'm investigating her, I'm like, that's a red flag. You cleaned. You deep cleaned. What parents went there is the real question. Did the parents ever come to the fucking house?
I hear them on the 911, in my opinion.
Yeah, I know. I've heard you say that. That's very possible.
I would say this.
Me personally, I think Hunter's there, the brother. That's my opinion on that.
And people have confused it with Johnson.
Yeah, there's no way it's Hunter Johnson. No,
I agree with that.
No fucking way.
I would say this. I would say, I don't even know if I want to say it, but it's like, all right, Miss Morton says, please stand up, put your hands behind your back. You're under arrest.
I mean, the way Steve seems is that they were the grand jury or whatever. They thought she was lying. I mean, oh man,
if you can't afford a lawyer, a lawyer will be.
Let's say Brian is involved. Okay, so are them two girls too. They should be in fucking jail too then, because they know what the fuck happened. In my opinion, you know.
Dude, I got this audio. I skipped past it. This is like from my early days on TikTok. YouTube's never seen this. I've never brought it to YouTube because, and I'm not trying to sound like a bitch, but I'm like, you did also really, you give really good like context to why you do the things you do with audio. So like one of the things I've stopped doing is reducing the noise. Because I've got
the thing, Birdie, you're dealing with very bad, poor quality audio as you're starting with it. And some people will say I'm wrong or I'm right or I'm wrong. I don't really care what people think. You're dealing with a very delicate audio and then you're reducing audio. Of course, you're removing sound from the fucking, you understand what I'm saying? That doesn't mean you still won't hear nothing, but you may be removing something that, like, you could edit audio. You know, I could take our conversation and make it sound like Linda Lane, all garbled up. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yes, enhancing audio is good, but what are we doing? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, because if we're losing something, it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I will say, like, I didn't know shit about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's the truth. I didn't. I would go into CapCut Pro and I would put a filter on. I'd download it. I'd put another filter on.
For sure.
It,
it's cool to experiment like that. But you could, like, I don't mean to cut you off, but at the end of the day, we can make a song right now and make it good. But when it comes to that, then you got forensic specialist, because a forensic specialist knows, you know what I mean? Knows what he's looking at. It's just like if you're good at football and you know the plays and you're really good, you studied it. Just like BK's good at what he does. sometimes you need special people. Because I didn't tell a lot of people, but I did I've talked to someone who's a forensic guy, and he 100% believes that the audio is tampered with.
Does that
and
have
that's a big
anything to
deal.
do with that metadata? That's the same.
It's very possible that, listen, this guy, I don't know if he's going to message me back. We were talking for 2 weeks. I don't know if he got scared or what, bro. But he kept mentioning military to me. I don't mean to put out rumors or stupid shit.
No, I get it, because you get a
But
lot
he
of
was like,
messages.
there's military. He's like, I think whatever was done to it by military. And he said it would be very hard to get it to its original sound. You know what I mean? But he didn't say it was impossible. But he did say it's tampered with, to make a long story short. And that's what I believe the audio is tampered with. I believe it's tough, man.
I agree, and I would be curious too. And guys, if you have not hit that like button, take 2 seconds right now. Hit that like button. All right? Hit that like button while I get this audio loaded up. Let's go up by a couple hundred here. I mean, we've had 1,000 people in the chat for an hour now. Let's get that up there. Appreciate y'all. So this audio that I'm about to play, this is the first audio that I ever posted on TikTok. Okay, I didn't get mad views. It got like 38,000. Okay, and I took it down. It's the second video I've only ever taken down next to my crypto. I didn't take this down because of any other reason besides the comments coming in telling me that this was fake. When I laid in my bed, literally, laid in my bed, I could describe the entire scene. Laid in my bed, Family Guy's on the TV, and I sat there for 2 hours, and I played on CapCut. You know what I'm saying? So I did that only because I was not confident enough. This was like initially when I'm getting into the case. Okay? So that's me being fully transparent. This audio,
cool, man. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit. It was like the first Idaho 4 video, second Idaho 4 video that I posted that wasn't me doing like a POV video.
Right.
And in my opinion, this is one of my best breakdowns of audio I've ever done. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put this up there. I put captions on it. I know some people are against that because it influences your brain, but I think I nailed it, and it plays twice. The enhancements that I applied, I have a voice pitch adjustment when I did the the reduced noise, and then I have the background noise reduced, and I have bass reduction as well. So there's 3 separate filters applied on 3 separate downloads. And here's what I came out with, or here's what it came out with. Now, the timestamp, I have to go back and get the exact timestamp. I'm guessing this is like 138-ish, if I had to guess. All right, I got to turn this up. My B. So one of the things that I will say is that I think I got a little bit of this wrong when it says, oh my God, oh my God. I think they say, oh my God, Ethan.
Play it back one more time.
All right. And by the way, I know people say this is quiet. so to Outkast, to your point, like it did become extremely quiet. Do you know what I mean? Like this is at full blast volume. And so to your point of saying that there could be other things that are removed, I didn't add any voice filter. All I did was a voice pitch,
right,
background noise reduce, and I removed the bass, which when I did the bass reduction, it removed a lot of like the rumbling of what sounded like a diesel engine running.
right. So it took it out of there, suppressed it.
Right. So I'm going to play this again, but I believe
What time
that
is this bit again?
I believe this is around 1:30.
Linda Lane,
Yes.
1330.
I believe, yeah, and I believe it's around 1:30, 1:38 a.m. ish. Like,
All
you know when the initial pop off that everybody hears? Okay.
Yeah.
So I
I'm
believe
just
that,
asking for context. I need to, you know what I mean? I like to
for
know.
sure. For sure. No, for sure. And I would almost be curious too if somebody could take this audio and somehow enhance this. Right. So this is from the Linda Lane archive footage.
Right.
Not Jeff H's, like the literal Linda Lane archive page.
Yeah.
And
You guys should go follow them too. They only got like 500 something followers.
yeah, I was shocked when I saw that.
Yeah, me too, man. It pissed me off. So shout out to them, Linda Lane Archive.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna play it again. But I believe that the only caption that I got wrong, even listening to this now, when I was going back preparing for the top 10 WTF moments, was I believe it says, "Oh my God, Ethan," not "Oh my God, oh my God." I don't know. I'll put my right hand on my father's ashes and say that I didn't add shit. And I don't even know how you could fake that.
No, I hear a lot of shit in there. I can't be 100%, but it does sound like there's screaming going on for sure.
Right.
You got to send
Right.
me that so I could listen to it. I got to
Yeah,
see when
I
it comes
will.
to
I'll
audio,
write
I
it.
got to listen to it 1,000 times and then I come to a conclusion.
No, I will. I'll send you that. And Outkast audio. Let me see what else I got lined up here. So that was the last slide. Let me just go back through. We really did talk about damn near everything.
Oh, we did a lot of good points.
Like, dude, at the end of the day, here's what I'm saying. I try to prepare about a 90-minute to 120-minute stream every night. I have no lack of content from this case.
No.
And I've been doing this for months.
No.
A lot of people will say,
No way.
"Are you ever going to talk about something else? Are you ever going to talk about something else?" Yeah, of course. Of course I'm going to talk about something else. Should I mix it in maybe more like where Saturdays are like, maybe we talk about Sandy Hook, maybe we talk about 9/11, whatever on the weekends? Sure, I can do that. I actually feel like it would be refreshing. But this case is something that represents, in a weird way, everything that is wrong with the media. And my initial tagline was thinking different hits different and narrative warfare. So you said information warfare. I call it narrative warfare. I can't stand narratives that are just like the only people it benefits are the same people that are running it.
I might just think the media puts out a post on Twitter we'll say Brian Koberger's guilty, making him guilty. All of a sudden, the bots come. They got 47,000 likes. So in your head, you're like, well, everyone else thinks it's true. They prop it up for you on a nice silver platter of information just to lie to your face, and then you believe it. It's your choice. You know what I mean?
Dude, I've actually, I can't confirm this because every time it happens, I never end up like screen recording it. I swear to God, I will see popular creators in this case. I'm not even going to name them because this is something that I would hate to claim, but I will say this. I've gone and I've seen like 47,000 likes, and I've gone back and I've seen that same video and it has like 1,700 likes. So I'm like, how does that happen?
Oh, so they got him taken away?
I don't know if they're taken away or if it's just like, so one of the things that I learned, okay, I have a different company, okay, and it's got investors, it's got a bunch of stuff, and I now I'm on the back end, and it's like a lot of the stuff that I had to do to legally shield myself is only because of this case and a bunch of douchebags out there. So it's like I'm legally shielded from it. So I haven't talked about it yet. I will be sooner than later, but I learned a lot about social media running that company. And I learned a lot about media. You got to get in with one person. They will send you a jot form. Okay, I've done this, all right? I'm not saying that I'm proud of it or I'm not proud of it because this is way different than what I'm talking about now, right? I'm talking about the promotion of a product in this instance. They'll send me a jot form with 40 questions. I got like 18 articles out of that one form that all sounded different because of the way that they arranged the questions and the way that they will word the answers in the article. Or I'm sorry, they'll word their questions different where my answers can still apply.
Right.
And I got sent plaques for all of them, all the covers, all this shit. I could frame them. I could do all that. And I did initially. And it's like $60 to get that printed on the front page for your thing that you could then post. And it is good marketing.
Right.
But it's also smoke and mirrors.
Right.
That was for something way different than this.
Mm-hmm.
This is all organic. This is all on accident. Full transparency. I've told that story a bunch of times. But I'm saying I did that with no budget.
Right. Yeah.
I can't imagine if I had somebody going into it with $500,000 for marketing a year.
Yeah, it's word of mouth. Word of mouth is the best promotion you could ever receive because it's free. You know what I mean? I've had websites, man. I used to build websites. I had music websites. I've had very successful websites where I put no money into promotion. I let my product promote itself. You know what I mean? So I used to own music websites, so I released music, and I'd have the hottest stuff out. So my product is basically promoting the business. There's no money, you know what I mean, involved in that. So I think word of mouth is definitely how you organically grow, and algorithm, you know that. But what me and you, what Idaho for, me and you ain't gonna get found if some dude comes and like, oh, I'm gonna search Idaho for, and we're not gonna get found. That's on purpose, you know what I mean? So
I agree. And anybody that thinks, like, I get it. There's people that have, like, I just saw a comment fly by Outkast that said, I found Outkast through Birdie. I had a lot of people, and RIP Tommy Jude, find me through him because he was the first to put me on. But it's like, I think if you weren't on TikTok, like, I have 100,000 followers on TikTok that when I came over to YouTube, a lot of people, like, that translated. That's not like, I mean, it's organic, but it's not like it's like out of the blue nowhere. I've already been doing a TikTok show for months.
Right.
So I think that is what a lot of people think. And I'm always hesitant to talk about that stuff behind the scenes with the other business because it's not that I even did that purposefully. I'm trying to say things that I learned, right? So for example, one other thing that blew my mind, bro. It blew my mind. Not only will they do that with typed answers, they'll do that with audio.
Oh, absolutely.
They'll do that with audio on podcasts that are faceless.
Mm-hmm.
And you talk about manipulating audio and tone. They'll put you up a pitch. They'll put you down a pitch. They'll put you at 1.1 speed, 1.2 speed, 0.08 speed, or 0.8 speed. It's not hard to make your voice sound a little bit different, like it's a different mic.
Oh, absolutely.
It's one click. And it's the same company. It's the same company, guys.
Nice.
And I would rather, at least with this, right? I don't know your own situation. I'll get off the soapbox, but it's like, dude, I still have a day job. And I'm always like, so what? I like my day job.
Right,
I enjoy what I do. Like, would everybody like to live the dream of like, I don't have to work and all I can do is get on and talk and do that? Yes. And if that ever happens, I'm blessed. I'm lucky, whatever you want to call it. I would love for that.
Yeah.
But I think that also is what keeps my authenticity, because it's like, I'm doing this because I love it.
You got to. That's why you could go on stream for 5-6 hours and it's different than going to work, right? Because you're actually doing something you love to where you don't love work, we'll say. And you're like, man, this day's dragging. But you can hop on here, you'd live for 5-6 hours and be like, holy shit. It's because you enjoy what you're doing. You need to kind of enjoy it, what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And dude, like one of the things that Dana, who's helped me out, we're about to launch like a bunch of Hive Mind. Like we're launching a Hive Mind store, which is going to be fucking sick, dude. We have like awesome designs. She was like, you need to talk to your wife about her own show. And I'm like, you're right. Like she's got her own business in general.
Right.
Why can't she take an hour 2 days a week and do this?
If people
Like,
love
what's it hurt?
if people love what you got, they're gonna come watch. That's all. You know what I mean?
But I think everybody should try it.
Yeah, I encourage people to, like, you don't make videos. Fucking, you got all that shit to say in the chat. Go make some videos. I'll play them. I'll get you 200 followers. You know what I mean? Like, we have all these people sharing information. Make some videos. You know, get out there.
And dude, at the end of the day, Outkast, you and I are like everybody in the chat, and we're all in the same camp. And that camp is nobody is coming to save us.
No.
You know,
that's why if we let it die out, it's gonna die out. So, you know, maybe we got to get a little stronger.
We got to get a little bit stronger. Everyone's got to hit that like button, send it to their, fluoridated friends. But ultimately, dude, we just can't shut up. That's what it is. People like you, me, everybody in the chat, you can't shut up. Don't be intimidated.
We're not.
Stand your ground. Have a spine. Yeah. Don't be a Jeff H.
Don't be Jeff.
Don't be Jeff. Don't be just, you've looked into this. Don't be worried about people who haven't done the same amount of research as you have. Don't be worried about what they think.
Mm-hmm.
And it's obvious. It's telling. If they still try to tell you something that was repeated on Amazon, Dateline, James Patterson's book, anything, you have the green light. I've said this many times. I got your back. The Hive's got your back. People like Outkast have your back. There's many creators that have your back.
Right. If you're here for the truth, I got your back. If you're here searching, I got your back. If you got something to say, you let me know. You guys know that's how I am. Come speak your mind. I encourage people to share the information because the information is where I was going. I said we're at information war. It's true, man. So the more soldiers out there pumping this stuff, the more we could take it over, That's just
amen
how
to
I
that.
feel.
And Outkast, you crushed tonight, man. Thank you so much for making this happen.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, bro.
I appreciate you. And I know this is a little bit earlier than you typically go live. I know you got, a child at home. So thank you for making this work. Everybody in the chat, I'm grateful for you all every night and for tuning in. Tomorrow's Friday, 9 p.m. Okay. I'm not giving up on the Daily Sting. I got a lot of shit going on at home between moving, Mrs. Birdie, all of that. So just 9 p.m., the late night live digs are going to continue. That'll be tomorrow night. Saturday, I'm going to go live at 10 a.m. Central. But I just want to say cheers to everybody who's still fighting the good fight. Cheers to you, Outkast. Great job on your channel. If you guys have not followed Outkast, go follow him. There's a lot of people that really appreciate you showing their work and doing all that. You're a very humble, selfless human being. I appreciate you. I know they all do as well. And if you got any closing thoughts, I'll give you the floor here.
Well, nothing really. I'll just say I appreciate you, Birdie, for having me on. And like people have said in the chat, they found me through you. You know what I mean? Some people have found you through me. And I just think that's what it's all about. So I'll say it again. You know, we should share each other's information. It's good. I don't agree with all the fighting. We need all to come together, you know, and stick together as a good community and try to get the truth out there for Brian. I'll say I do have a YouTube page. Come follow me at Outkast420 if you don't mind.
I'll pull it up.
I'll say RIP to Tommy Jude. He was a good soul who also shared me in the beginning. So shout out to Tommy Jude. And just much love to the Hive, much love to the chat, and we'll do this again soon, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's your page. Go give Outkast not a follow, but subscribe to him, like his stuff. He's always putting out great stuff. And you host, what time do you go live each night, bro?
I try to go on at 11, but since I came on here, I'll probably be on at 12 tonight because I came on the show. So I need a little break.
Double
but I usually
decker,
come on at 11 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, we'll have fun. You know, it is what it is.
I've been trying to pop into yours too, every now and again too.
Yeah, you're always welcome. You know that. Don't ever feel like, you know, just come on in, shoot the shit. We're there, you know.
Right. Amen to that. Well, I hope everybody has a great rest of their evening. Tomorrow night, like I said, 9 p.m. Central. Outkast, you're the man. Appreciate you. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Have a great night. Cheers.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life.